And today we're very excited to bring to you our concept of Agentic PMO, all AI driven, and it certainly, brings us to a whole new level. We're taking leaps and bounds when it comes to AI, and really excited to bring the session to you and really talk about the latest and greatest development in that arena. Again, don't forget to leave your questions in the chat. We'll address them as they come up, or we can always address them at the end of our session. You can also reach out to us directly if you like to see how this particular technology works within your specific environment, how it addresses your use cases. So again, without further ado, I don't want to stand in the way of you and this very exciting content. So let me turn it over to Alex Rodov, and we'll talk about Agentic PMO. Alex?
I just unlocked this mute button on it.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. You're live.
Good, good. And looks like you should be able to see my screen
Yes, we could see a screen.
with Agentic PMO title slide. Okay, great. Well, exciting time indeed. Thanks, Yuri, for intro. Thank everybody for who had time to join us today and was brave enough to get into the AI. And how do we deal with that? And agentic PMO. Don't be afraid. This is not like some kind of smart acronym that no one knows and you like. It's based on the word agent, right? So it's agents are all over the place. So this is the theme of today, topic of today. I see people are trickling in. We're gonna give them maybe a few more minutes before we start. And my name is Alex Rodolph, former MVP of Microsoft in project space, and now we're deploying some of this amazing technology, and we're formalizing in the framework of products and call it Agentic PMO. So let's start unpacking this little by little. And some of our customers we worked with and currently working with, and we are the company who are in business of helping organizations to work with PMO and build PMOs and push those projects forward and organize everything. And so with the AI, just general, some of the Gartner, insight research into this topic, how quickly this whole AI technology is penetrating through organizations. So you look at autonomous decision making, right? By 2028, which is 3 years, 15% of day-to-day work decisions are expected to be made autonomously through agentic AI. So, and in comparison, 2024 was 0. So from 0 to 15% in organization autonomous decision making, that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of dollar value. That's a lot of value. It's a lot of progress. So, fasten your seatbelts, and some of this is going to be there. So enterprise integration. So not all of this is going to be integrated fully within enterprise. And enterprise is known to be late in the game to adopt many of these things, but there's a lot. Oh, I Felix. There's a lot there to watch out for, and a lot of enterprises are adopting this as we speak. 33% of enterprise software applications will incorporate agentic AI by 2028. I would say that this is very, real number. If you look at any of these enterprise tools, they already have AI, kind of baked in all over the place. Maybe not, adding as much value as you think, but that's the play. That's the place for the enterprise to be. And so it for the enterprise especially, it will come down to the governance, oversight, compliance, right, risk. So it's already kind of safe to use AI and use all those new models, language models, and machine learning models. But we still want to be, secure. We want to make sure our data is not leaking anywhere and things like that. So we'll talk about this. So what is agentic PMO, right? Basically, what you read here is what it is a combination of all different agents that serve different purposes, and they're orchestrated in a way to enhance the execution of project portfolio, a plan portfolio projects, execute the portfolio projects, report information, communicate information. All these agents are orchestrated together and represent agentic PMO. So if you look at anyone's PMO over here, we're looking at the business cases, right, where we have traditional projects that roll into the programs, roll into all kinds of product roadmaps and stuff like that. So here in PMO, we would be able to, put this into special projects, put them into special portfolios, put them into right folders, and kind of allow the PMO process to kind of take over. And then we would basically collaborate with the senior management and say, well, this is the strategy, this is how we're going to do this. And the senior management kind of makes a decision, whether to proceed with these projects and how to proceed with these projects. And you kind of will understand where I'm going with this. So the senior management would need to have all these disciplines within the company in order to execute on these projects, right? And there's a handful of disciplines like portfolio management, financial management, resource management, product management, project management, schedule management, risk management, documents management, you name it, right? All these disciplines needs to be kind of in place. So in order to have those disciplines in place, you would need to enable all this, all these capabilities, right? We call it capabilities to be able to do certain things, which basically would enable you to foster your discipline. So anyway, this is kind of the map of the world of the PMO and disciplines and capabilities where we're dealing with, and the more we can organize ourselves within that world, the better the throughput of these projects will be. The more projects will succeed and things like that. The more projects will be done within budget and time frame and schedules and the right quality and things like that. So how do we apply agentic PMO to the world of that we know, which is here? So basically, we would translate all these capabilities, all this little, decomposed, process of all this project management processes into a specific capabilities that we would allow with a certain controls, right, with a certain governance and compliance, would allow those agents that we would orchestrate to fill some of these capabilities on this map, right, and provide those capabilities to the PMO, so we can be more efficient, we can communicate better, we can research better, we can write our documents better, we can communicate with stakeholders better. all is designed to foster, to improve our project management quality, to improve our project management process, and portfolio management process, and so on. I'm gonna unpack most of this in a second, but that's kind of let it sink in for a little bit. And by the way, just you were mentioned, feel free to write your comments here if you're live on the webinar. If you're on YouTube, feel free to put your comments on the YouTube channel. We will be happy to address any of those questions or comments. All right, so let's unpack this a little bit. So how do we do that? Within our Trust Strategy Group Agentic PMO framework, we are breaking this down into several bullet points here, right? Auto-generated project schedules. So we have there's some examples already out there, but there are known templates, right? There are no templates for creating, building a house or building a mobile app or or implementing a CRM system in the company. So there are known templates, and we have a ton of these templates already baked in our library, from which we can pull up and let AI to pick the right items and adjust if you need to, and automatically build those schedules. Well, that's very helpful. If you need to build a schedule, sometimes 100 lines, 1,000 lines of schedule, you can have AI to get you initial draft, and then you can start from there. Task breakdown, milestones, identification. Again, the same milestone identification, what we call executives are looking at the milestones. We can ask our agent, this specific agent, a separate agent, the sole purpose of that agent is to pick the right executive level milestones from the schedule, or if you're missing one of those or some of those, you may identify those milestones and bring this up and help you to identify those. Real-time status tracking. This is where the agent on the back end, in the background, will be able to track the progress of your entire portfolio. And you may have 5 projects, 10 projects, 100 projects, thousands of projects running in the back end. And this agent will be able to track and proactively do this on a daily basis, even on an hourly basis, if you want to, and be able to track the progress. And if you're expecting the progress on certain projects, that it will be able to give you some warnings and highlights of, hey, we're expecting the progress on such and such projects, but we don't have anything there. So before you run to the end of the week or end of the month status report and figure this out, you can have the agent proactively do this for you. Task assignment or reassignments, that's very interesting, where the AI agent will go into your tasks, and based on your request, it may find the right person with the right skill to be replacing a certain assignment. Let's just say someone is on vacation. I need to fill this with another person. It will, instead of you looking who's available, who's not available, maybe running some reports, the AI agent will know what to do, will know where to look. It will look through thousands potentially data points and make you some offerings as to which resources may be useful for that specific assignment replacement. Risk prediction classification. Agents are going through all the metadata, through all the projects, not through the project information only, but also through emails, through some of the notes, meetings, and you can adjust the sensitivity of, what is it, the sensitive or less sensitive. A lot of times this is compliance related, where you have, compliance and sensitive data like financial data in play within projects. And if you do have some potential risk, it may highlight and give you some risk management enhancement process in this case here. Mitigation strategy recommendations. The same concept here with the risks. Skill mapping, availability tracking. This is related to the resource reassignments that we were just talking about. Skills mapping, availability tracking. There's a duplicate here. Dynamic relocation and executive summary generation. I'll just say executive summary generation. This is interesting and very useful to be able to create one-page concise status report based on information. And you understand that a lot of LLMs now can do this, but here we're specifically training this agent to be able to provide this executive summary at different levels. And we have portfolio, program, project, task breakdown structure. So we can generate this executive, level summaries, right, for different levels. And it will roll up the certain information based on the PMO project data hierarchy. So again, executive level, then portfolio level, program level, things like that. So because we know which projects will roll to which programs and to which portfolios, etc. Project health dashboards on the fly can generate some of dashboards, documents, tagging, and retrieval. The whole document management is extremely. You would use a lot of this agent that will basically sole purpose of is to be able to produce standard project management documentation, project charter, project status reports, project statements, and pre-formatted and with dynamic distribution. Dynamic distribution meaning that you can set up the schedule at which you would want this agent to pull together this document or make an update to the existing document and be able to send it with PDF to a certain distribution list as an email and make it more documented. Auto learning from retrospective. All these agents are learning from all the feedback, the PMO, and we identify what are those users that are actually authorized to provide the feedback, and that elevates the level of quality of this information to the next level. Basically, makes the corrections by authorized PMO members to be approved corrections, and then that's how you basically would not create the same mistake again, and next time it's going to take it into account. Personalized status notifications. You can that agent is basically creating all notifications, and you can tell that agent, hey, I want this and this to be notified based on certain criteria, and this agent will create that notification engine to send you those notifications either real time as it comes or on a schedule. Audit log and maintenance, we have control everything that these agents do. So make no mistake, there's full control of all these different processes, and we can always gauge to what degree we would like these agents to go free and kind of do a lot of these things on their own, which you can ask them to go and do certain things even on the background, but we do have all the logs and everything, and that's obviously controlled by central PMO authorized body. So in the technical terms, we're kind of running out of time a little bit. Let us speed up there. So in technical terms, we have the business side on the right here, that we have to run the business. We need to push those projects, get those projects executed and run it to completion. And we have the human side here and the business side that is in full control of that cycle, where you would spin off all these different agents to work for you and to go get the information, go get to create those documentation, go and do certain things and create communication with the stakeholders. You would go and run all this I call it orchestrate, right? You would orchestrate the way this whole system of agents, our series of agents, are running. Some of them can call other, some of them call themselves, like call other agents to perform certain tasks if it requires for more complex scenarios. And at the end of the day, we're looking to get automated timesheet tracking to be done by agents, and human would just basically confirm that yes, this is my my time card. All documentation is going to be basically tracked, enhanced, a lot of times created by the agent, where the human will be able to review this and make some minor corrections, right? The executive summary that are pulling information into one concise format, a one-page format, as well as resource management piece, where we can actually have agent to go and give us examples of how we should manage our resources. Do we have enough people to execute the project and things like that? Some of the reports and samples we have here, but I did want to show you quickly how do we create one of these agents real quick within our Power Platform. So let me just go here and do this. So I am here looking at my one of my environments here at in the Power Platform, in the Power Apps, and we have all kinds of apps here. We have BPM 365 app here. We have other apps. But here's the new feature within Power Apps, where you can start creating your own agents. So let's start with the plan. So here we're going to say, describe a problem that your users have today, right? So we're saying that I'd like you to be so you are project manager, right? I'm just going to say you are project manager and see what it will offer me. I just include preview features, a lot of new preview features, and other new features are coming out. So maybe by the time you're watching this video on YouTube, there'll be more features available. So, and by just telling this is Copilot kind of baked into this, and you can see, especially here on the right side, this is the Microsoft Agentic framework, where you can see all these different agents. See, requirements agents, process agent, data agent, solution agent. So Microsoft kicked off all these agents just for me to start creating my agent. Think about it. I have all these agents working right now, helping me to create an agent, right? So it's basically, by telling him that you're a project manager, it also started picking out some of the things. Also, I did here before and tuned this up a little bit. But here, you're a project manager, right? Purpose of the plan service blueprint for addressing the business problem described above, aligning the user requirements. So basically, what it's given me a draft of business requirements, right? And I can say, well, you know what? I'd like to edit some of it. And I can say, you know what, this bullet point, I don't want this requirement. Or I can add another requirement just by myself, just by typing it, right? But that's already a good help. I get the project manager role, got team member role, got stakeholder role. You know what? I like it. Let's keep it. See, requirements agent, regenerated a user requirement section. Looks good. Good. I'm going to the next step. Regenerate. So it's going to see now the process agent is building my different processes that may be involved into my project. So project planning and initiation process, project execution monitoring. See, it already given me a lot of help to get off the ground. So I'm going to say, keep this, looks good. And I'm going to the next step. So now, based on what I want as a requirement, it's looking at my data platform and tells me, oh, you're probably going to look at some of the project tables, some of the task tables, stakeholder tables, team member tables, risk tables, resource tables, project report tables. Yeah, and I can also edit this. I can edit and kick out some of these tables. I can bring in some more data here that is not listed here. But let's just say, for the sake of the time, I'm going to say it looks good, and it's going to actually include all these objects as data references, as knowledge base, basically, at the end of the day, to help my agent that I'm building here, to have my agent to answer problems, answer questions that the agent will be asked. So I'm going to say yes, 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 looks good. And once I have this all created, these rows, the tables, great, save tables. So it's going to do is going to save this into my project management webinar. I'm going to make sure I can remove it after the webinar. And it's going to package this into the solution, which means that I can then deploy this to another solution and to another environment, meaning that I'm building this on my dev environment. I can package this and work on it. And as soon as I'm ready, I can take the solution and deploy it to my production. Very, very cool. Huh? So now data agent is saving my table. See, all these different agents are engaged, are orchestrated to run this whole process. So let me see. So it's still working on it. It's a good time to go and drink some water.
Yeah, Alex, I don't want to lose sight of it because we made rounded up time. There is one question. It's lengthy. I don't want to read it out if you see it in the Q&A. Maybe we can address it while it's running.
I can probably see. Yeah. Yeah. No. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Yes. I don't understand how many of these tasks could ever be performed. The first one is a great example to schedule the tasks. You need to know how long task will take to be performed. How does AI know this? Will it have a conversation with the person who is performing the task? Yes. So it's obviously AI doesn't know everything. Well, no one knows everything, right? Let me just kick off this process here. So not create all this items here. So to answer your question, it doesn't know everything. It will offer you the best it can, based on the overall understanding of the problem, as well as based on the information we provide as knowledge base. So it's part of the knowledge base. We say that loading bricks into the truck takes an hour. Then it will assume that that's about information. It will use it as a baseline, and then try to come up with the best possible scenario. It is always going to be improving, and it will also have this feedback. It will say, "Hey, I'm suggesting you to do this and this and this. You agree with that?" And then you would you feel free to disagree, or you feel to ask corrective action to make some corrections. So a few years back, this would sound like very futuristic, right? Now, a lot of these activities, a lot of these questions, a lot of these issues that we're asking AI to come up with some solutions to, are way more advanced than it was, 2 years ago, or even 1 year ago. So we would have more and more precise answers, more and more accurate solutions that these agents are providing. And at the end of the day, it will have to be tuned up, right? Will have to be set up and configured and isolated so it's secure. But we have a lot of progress. And some of those bullet points that I listed and talked about may sound futuristic, and then how can you even be able to do that? But believe it or not, today's technology is there to provide you a lot help, those capabilities that we mentioned. Hopefully that answered the question.
Yeah.
So we did create. So we went through the requirements document. We went through the data model. Then we went to the technology. We actually created all these agents, right? The 2 agents were created, right? We created the stakeholder portal. We created task deadline notification. Well, it has not created them yet until I actually go and click on the button to create that. But it tells me exactly what technical pieces that I am missing right now in order to fulfill that requirement that we have here. And look, I just spent 10 minutes on this, and I have a written document as far as requirements. I have my data model mapped out. I have my technology lined up, and I can kind of take it from here, and I can even say, you know what, let me actually go ahead and click on this create, and this will create that agent, right, based on the information that we were setting up as far as requirements. I'm not gonna be able to finish all this because we just literally ran out of time a minute ago. But what I was going to do is to kind of have you look at. Just finish this loading of this page. Edit notes to your page.
And we do have upcoming, webinars that we're gonna do deeper dives into this subject matter. So this is sort of just a sneak peek preview of what agents can do.
So I did want to show that we have all these things lined up that we need for this to happen, right? So some task deadline notifications, right? This is done through the Power Automate. So basically, it orchestrates all the things that we need to do in order for this, in order to fulfill our requirements. Some of these are part of the agency, but that's just a sample how these things are getting created. There's a lot to be done within those agents. Here we go. So this is the agent that we got created, and yeah, risk management agent, right? And what I want to show you is that we can now expose this agent to show up in our teams, right? We can chat with this agent. Once we publish this to the teams, this agent becomes someone available to us to talk to ask to do something as part of our, basically teams, right? I don't want to get into that just yet. What I do want to get into, our last kind of slide for today, which is the Agentic PMO as a framework that we provide to our customers. We're happy to talk to any of you about any of this, and the way it does look in reality, it may look for you basically just like this communication that I had with this specific agent that orchestrates other agents, and basically you can have a conversation and say, hey, I'm having a problem XYZ, and I need to resolve it such and such, and the agent will be able to offer you different other agents that may be suited best to resolve the issue. Let's give it a quick run, and then we'll wrap up. Hi.
Hey, it's nice to chat with you. What's on your mind today?
I'd like to know more about Agentic PMO.
Agentic PMO, right? It's our project management office solution here at Trusted IT Group. It's designed to streamline project planning, execution, and monitoring. What specific details are you curious about?
Well, I'm curious about how can it help my organization to keep my projects within budget and on time.
Exactly. Keeping projects within budget and on time is a big part of its value. With features like real-time tracking and resource management, it gives you a clear view of your project status. This helps in making adjustments quickly to stay on track.
Could you look up one of my projects and tell me more about it?
I can guide you on how to manage your project effectively using principles from Agentic PMO. For example, setting clear.
Yeah, so folks, this is basically the wrap up here. I hope you were able to hear the audio here. But that was a conversation that I have with one of my agents here, and it knows all the features and capabilities of other agents. It knows what's best the agents can do for me. It speaks multiple languages, right? And I can give this agent, let this agent to work with any of my team members. Anyone in the PMO can come in and ask ask questions about specific project, and ask this agent to create a summary of status report and send it to XYZ people, right? And I can just really have this as part of my conversation without even typing anything here. That's something that we wanted to kind of wrap up, and that's what we're working on day in and day out. And this is something that we're excited about, and we're looking forward to have you guys take time and talk to us about any of this. Yuri, do we have more questions?
No, that's it. No more questions. And I know we're over time. Feel free to reach out. I did post our contact information into chat. If you would like to rewatch this, it's available on YouTube. And like I said, you can reach out. We could do a more in-depth demo based on your specific use case. As you could see, there's lots and lots of possibilities. You may only use agents for any given task, and be more than happy to talk to you about a proof of concept or a more in-depth demo.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining. We appreciate your time. We'll see you next time.